Hi, my name is Chris and I will briefly present to you a new stressing jack that we have developed mostly last year. We are now making this jack available for on-site tests. If anyone is interested, please contact us and we can agree on convenient period and convenient date. This testing by default we offer free of charge. This jack is smaller than the alternative solutions. So basic characteristics of this jack is it's a 235 kilonewton jack, so it is capable of stressing 50.7 1860 megapascal strands. Of course, it can also stress 12.9s and 12.5s. So the key feature of this jack is firstly that it's small and then it is very light. This particular one is very light. It is not even 10 kilos in weight, so I can do it like that. And I am not a bodybuilder, as you can probably tell. So this jack, because of its lightweight, will be much more convenient to use on site. This jack's overall length is 47 centimeters and it has a 200 millimeter stroke. Nominal working pressure is 560 bars, so it's less than in some other jacks that you may have seen or used, which is also good for your hydraulic pumps and units, because if you work on a lower pressure, then the equipment is less vulnerable to overheating and other malfunctions that may occur if you not push it to the limit. Another important feature of the jack is that it has built-in safety valve for the return chamber, which prevents the jack from being damaged in case of pressure buildup when the return line is blocked or you have some malfunction in the hydraulic circuit. So this small pressure release valve protects you from damaging your jack with circumstances that are very common on site, and the other jacks may have not survived that. The other very important thing is this jack is capable of taking full pressure without a strand inside. The seals that are inside, so they are off-the-shelf seals, so in case you need any seal, everything is standard. And also, what is very important, that it has a scraper rings on the outside, but also on the inside sealing surfaces, which is not common in other solutions, but it increases the durability and life of the jack. Access to the anchor grip, to the wedge, is very easy because it's here in the back. So to clean the wedge or replace it, or mostly to clean it, only thing you need to do is to undo this back nut and retaining piece for the wedge, which has the spring and the push element in it, and then you can just pull the wedge out directly, and you have very quick and easy access to, for example, to clean the wedge socket or to replace the wedge if necessary. To get it back, it's also very easy. You just place the wedge piece by piece and then you just simply screw this back on, which is quite fast. So if you compare it to the other jacks where you have the wedge in front, when you need to get to the wedge, you either do it behind the nose where there are retaining elements and sockets, or you access it from the back where you have the hole from here to there, which is quite difficult to get through if you want to clean the wedge socket and basically to do anything. In the case of this jack, there is a steel pipe that goes from the beginning of the jack up to the wedge socket, and this pipe shields the strand, so no debris from the strand can get directly onto the hydraulic surfaces. When you extend the jack, there is a surface of the piston that is extending from the jack, but in case of this jack, this surface is not a hydraulic sealing surface, so if anything happens to the surface, if it is scratched or bumped in any way, it does not cause any leaks in the jack. As for the connections, there are two options. Either the connections go perpendicular to the axis of the jack, like here, or alternatively you can have them aligned along the jack. 200 millimeter stroke by default. We are manufacturing these jacks, so you can order other stroke if you require. The thing that I didn't mention yet is the nose, which in case of this jack is very small and very easy to maintain and basically handle element. And this nose, this one is by default, the nose by default is spring retained. So the wedge is retained by the spring-loaded feature inside. Although this jack is made partially of aluminum, every thread that is handled on site or that is handled by men is steel. So you are not getting any aluminum threads that you do and undo and they get worn out very quickly. Most of the steel elements are heat treated and hardened, so they are very robust, and there should be no issues with any threads within this jack. This jack is now fully extended, so 200 millimeter stroke, just as much as you can get from the jack of this size. This, what you see here, this is not a hydraulic sealing surface. So if you damage this surface, nothing happens to the jack. Okay, so now we know most of about the jack, so we can now take it and go to stress something on my local test bench. So please join me.